Good afternoon, everybody. I have something really cool for you guys today. This is one of my favorite trainings to put on because if you properly apply this to your real estate business, you are going to walk away with what I like to call the golden goose of real estate. And that is a better repeat and referral business pipeline. And that's pretty cool. But if you do it extra well, you can actually walk away with additional commissions being brought into your wallet each and every month at the end of the year. And you don't have to do anything crazy. This isn't me trying to sell you a course. This is based on something that is super easy to apply on the habits that you are already doing right now. So we are going to dive into it. But before we do, my name is Cody Stepp. I am a real estate technologist. My world sits at the crossroads of real estate, technology, and AI, and I own a software that helps real estate agents manage their business, and I am actively working to obsolete traditional legacy CRMs. We're doing that using AI-powered tools that are taking what CRMs have been doing for the last 30 years, and we're actually applying a little bit of intention behind how you guys use that. Now, at the end of the day, when you do this correctly, real estate agents walk away with some really incredible tools. I've been at this for the last 6 years professionally, but if you look on the top left-hand side, that's actually my first day of work. I am the son of a real estate technologist. That makes me a second generation real estate technologist. My father, Mark, is down on the bottom right-hand side, and he and I own a software company called Workflow Secrets, and we sell a system called SAM, the Systems Accelerator Manager, that AI-powered real estate CRM replacer. And what we're going to be diving into today is a hard look on how you can build that better world-class client experience after the close. Now, I was on a walk in my neighborhood with my roommates and one of my buddies, Marcus, about 3 years ago. And while we were on the walk, we saw that one of the houses was for sale in our neighborhood. Well, knowing that Marcus had bought a house about 6 months before, I asked him one of my favorite questions to get to ask someone, and that is, hey, Marcus, how was your experience during the home buying process? And he said, I love the house. I love the area of St. Louis I'm in. The real estate agent was good enough, but haven't heard from him in about 6 months. And this triggered in me what I have formed into this training, because this is a moment that most real estate agents will run into at some point in their career. Maybe it's something that you're experiencing right now, or maybe it's something that you have worked through in the past. And today I'm going to be working to show you a better way forward. I'm going to show you exactly how you can build these systems into your business. Now, at the end of the day, you might be saying, Cody, what are you trying to sell me? And I'm actually not here to sell you guys anything. Why I do this stuff, I'm going to teach you guys about how to use AI and real estate systems to do more for your business. And you're going to walk away with all of the nuggets. I'm just going to share everything I can. Now, if I do my job well enough, you're going to fall in love with how AI can help your business. And then maybe 12 months or so from now, you might be a great customer for me. But until then, I am only going to give you guys free resources, free content. And in fact, the system that we're using, SAM, I'm actually going to give you 14 days of free access so you can follow along and you can build these systems with me, and we can do some really cool things. How does that sound? So this moment where we're out on a walk and we're talking about this, well, like I said, it's pretty standard for real estate agents, because at the end of the day, 80% of people, as per NAR, say that they would absolutely use the real estate agent again, but the real truth of the matter is that only about 20% do. Now, is this because they forgot about you? Is this because you didn't do a good job? Or is this just because you weren't on top of mind when it was finally time for them to sell again? Well, I personally believe that it's maybe a mix of the three, but it's probably more so the third than anything. And a lot of this is actually not your fault. This is a product of something that I, as a marketer, kind of have contributed to. And it's this idea that the low hanging fruit moments are the best times for us to reach out to our folks. That is the happy 4th of July, happy Thanksgiving, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Oh, it's St. Patrick's Day, ... Maybe you even find yourself using these big holidays, big moments as outreach opportunities. But I'm going to let you in on something that's not quite a secret, but maybe you just haven't realized yet. And it's that every single business that you have ever given your contact information to, ranging all the way back to when you first had a Hotmail account in middle school, they are going to be messaging you on those days too. So now we have hundreds of emails coming in on those days. How are we going to stand out? Well, maybe you are doing a great job at delivering a world-class client experience. We're going to dive into what that is in just a second. Maybe you're creating personal one-off messages for your folks that really drive home the care that you put into building that relationship with you. They're not going to see that message. In fact, they're probably out watching fireworks or spending time with family or opening gifts, or maybe they're at a parade. They're not going to read that email. And that is, unfortunately, the reason that these are terrible opportunities for us to reach out to folks. So with this in mind, I want to bring up an idea that I think will help frame how we're going to start thinking about this. Now, I was teaching at an event that I'm hosting with my good friend, Kristen, and she hosts, she is managing one of the largest Facebook groups for real estate agents who are interested in AI and using tools like ChatGPT. So her and I are co-teaching about how we can build systems thinking. And a system is just a process that we do again and again and again. We have lots of systems in our lives. I like to call those routines. I guarantee you have a morning routine, you have an afternoon or an evening routine. We all have them. Those are systems. Well, we also have systems in our business, and we were teaching about how we can identify these systems, how we can put a little bit of AI into these systems, and how we can create resources that can be used again and again to take some of that work off of our plate and save us a little bit of time. So that's what we were teaching on. And while we were teaching on that, I brought up this post-sale experience, and I realized, oh my gosh, it's been a very long time since I got to teach on this. Let's go ahead and teach on it now. But before we do, there is this idea that I need to share, and it comes from Mark. And Mark has been in real estate technology for 35 years. He's built two of real estate technology's most successful CRMs, both pre-SaaS and SaaS. And now he works for me at Workflow Secrets, building SAM, which is going to be what ultimately obsoletes all of the work he's done in the past. But he teaches this idea called the core strategies framework. And this has been the framework that thousands of real estate agents have used to build really incredibly successful businesses. These are 100 transaction businesses. Maybe they're making hundreds of thousands of dollars. These are the people who are taking 2 weeks paid time off, mandatory each year as a personal rule. These are folks that are leaving work at 3 p.m., picking their kids up from school and spending time with their family and not having their business suffer. Now, if this is something that sounds interesting to you, this is why you came to real estate, you are in the right place, because this is the framework for identifying where those systems are. So CORE is an acronym. It stands for conversions. That's all about bringing leads into your business and nurturing them into clients. Operations, that's your day-to-day tasks that you have to get done. Then we get into our retentions. And this is kind of where we're going to be focusing in today with this post-sale. This is building long-term relationships with your past clients that are going to drive repeat business. Remember that golden goose of our real estate business, the repeat referral pipeline. And then the last one, E, is experiences, but technically experiences interweaves in between conversions, operations, and retentions, because you need to apply it to all three of them broadly. And when you do this, you deliver what we call a world-class client experience. This is the thing that sets you apart from your competition. Now, the really cool thing is when you start building systems in all of these different areas, you can use tools. I'm a real estate technologist, so I'm going to push the idea that you can use technology in your business to accomplish these things. And we're going to show you exactly how we can do this inside of SAM, but you can use these so that whether you are helping one person or you're helping 100 people through the contract through close process at any given moment, they are all receiving the same exact world-class client experience. And that's the power of being able to build these automated systems, because when you do that, you don't have to stress about, oh gosh, did I remember this? Did I do that? Is there a post-it note over here? Oh geez, I left out on an email, because it's all being taken care of alongside you. So if this idea to you resonates, then I think that you're going to really enjoy this. So to start, what we need to do is we need to think about how we can reach out to our folks in a really powerful way that is not the standard. And if you go back to Marcus and I's conversation, I realized that there were some really easy, low-hanging fruit that are not the standard moments. And that's what we're going to be looking into. So the very first thing that I want to present to you is an idea that I think you are absolutely going to love. So right now, here's a list of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different things that are household items that have reoccurring moments that they need attention, right? So what I mean by that is everyone is going to have an HVAC filter inside their house. When you are going through the closing inspection and you're looking around the house and making sure everything looks good, what if you took just 30 seconds and you went over to the furnace and you jotted down on your notebook the HVAC filter size? Maybe it's a 16 by 20 by 1, maybe it's a 20 by 20, whatever it is. You jot it down. Maybe even go a step further and you denote what brand it is so that you know the specific rating that that person is going to have in their house. Now, this is a really cool opportunity. Go ahead and think on that for a little bit. What about all of the water filters that we have in our house? Maybe the built-in refrigerator is actually coming with the house. That's pretty nice. Built-in water filter in the refrigerator, that is. Maybe you think about the under the sink system, or they have a whole house system. Water filters are something that's going to be really powerful. Every house is going to have smoke detectors and CO2 detectors in some capacity, and all of those take batteries. Well, not all of them, most of them do, but seldom are they actually hardwired into the house. And so taking the opportunity during the walkthrough to make sure that we look at those, gosh, this is a really easy opportunity. I hope you're jotting down at every point what size they are, what brand they are, what they are, where they are, right? Now, we're going to talk about exactly why this is important in a second. Now, the other two are, of course, light bulbs. Are they incandescent bulbs? Are they fluorescent? Are they CFLs? Are they halogen bulbs? Are they LEDs? There's so many different options. And your customer is going to have a specific preference on both the light temperature as well as the specific type of light bulbs they are. And then from there, they have their energy rating. Are they 75s? Are they 80s? Are they 60s? Are they 40s? All of this is really important. And then the last couple of things that you can look at are things like household fire extinguishers. Well, every kitchen needs a good fire extinguisher. Maybe even throw one in the laundry or the maintenance room. And then you should probably have one in your garage as well. All of these are really great opportunities for us to take inventory of things in their house. Now, once we have that inventory, here's where it gets really cool, because what we can do is we can take inventory of all of these different things, the specifics for each and every house, and then we can go through an affiliate program. Now, this is where I was talking about adding commissions into your pocket. So right here is an affiliate program through Amazon. Now, love it, hate it, otherwise. Amazon is a big retailer in America. And if you can take the opportunity to make the process easier for them to purchase these things, you're going to be better off. So if you were to go to affiliate-program.amazon.com, you could also Google search Amazon affiliate program. You can actually sign up for this for free. And my last training, I actually signed up for it. It's not as extravagant as you would think. You would hit the sign up button, you share a little bit about yourself. But then once you sign up, what you can do is you can go, oh man, here's the HVAC filter. Here's the specific size I need. And then you could go to Amazon and you could plug that in. HVAC filter 20 by 20 by 1. Now, once you select that specific HVAC filter that you are looking for, you click into the product. And when you've joined the affiliate program, there's going to be a secondary ribbon that pops up right here under this little ribbon. And what it's going to let you do is it's going to let you copy a specific link, which is your affiliate link. So you copy that link and you throw it in here, and then you have a list of all your affiliate links. Now, you could very much just stop at this Excel spreadsheet, but we're going to keep going by applying this into SAM in just a second. But I want you to kind of get an idea. So we could go through, and each and every property that you end up selling, it's going to have a specific air filter. Each and every property that you end up having someone in is going to end up with specific water filters, batteries, lights, all of these different things. Now, here's where I'm going to present a really cool opportunity for you. So we all give our closing gifts to our people at the end of the process. And usually these gifts are something that is pretty small, maybe a little meaningful, maybe it ties to you. But at the end of the day, it's pretty standard, right? What if in your closing gift, you included a starter kit for that specific home? What if it included an air filter that matched their furnace? It included a Britta water pitcher for filtering their water. And what if it also included some 9-volt batteries for their smoke detectors? Things like that you could all throw in, and you give it to them. Say, hey, I know that getting a new home is a really big opportunity, but at the end of the day, there's lots of little small things that I've noticed my clients often neglect to realize that they need. I went ahead and I threw a big package together of all of those things for you. Here you go. Now, this is where we can start to up the ante, because we have now provided them with their first ones, but these are all perishable goods. What I mean by that is your HVAC filter isn't going to last forever. In fact, there are actually time frames for each of these different things, depending on the system, the size, and lots of different factors. So for example, your air filter needs to be replaced every 1 to 3 months on most systems. Now, I will note this, that my roommate actually just got a brand new HVAC system. And one of the really cool things about an HVAC system that is brand new, top of the line, off the factory, is that we don't have to replace the air filters except for once a year. So there might be a little bit of a length here, but for the most part, those filters are going to need to be replaced every 1 to 3 months. The same could be said for that Brita water filter. It's going to be needing to be replaced every 40 gallons or about every 2 months. And then you can start to learn about all of the different time frames for each and every one of these things. So once we have a time frame, we now know all of the different pieces, all of the different specifics of the product. We have affiliate links for all of these that we've grabbed from our affiliate that we set up with Amazon. And then we know the exact timeline in which we need to apply these. So maybe now you're starting to see exactly what we are going to be doing here. But I want to go ahead and I'm going to hop into Sam now because I have laid the groundwork for you guys to be able to do this without the software. But if for some reason you are like, Cody, this is really cool. How do I build this system into an automation? Well, we're going to dive into that just now. So this is the Systems Accelerator Manager. This is what is replacing legacy CRMs for real estate agents. And we're doing it using AI at every single step in the process. And it is intentionally built with the single question being asked. How can I help you as a real estate agent be more successful using AI? How can I make your life a little bit easier? And how can I give you a system that is going to help you manage your business in its entirety without being overly complex? Now, that's a big question right there. But some of the things we do is we have an area for you to create resources that you could send out. Perhaps it's lead magnets for your first-time home buyers or your custom construction, whatever specific area of real estate you build into. Now, this is my demo account, so this is all fictitious data. So it is all fake. It's not real. But we have a contact database, and inside that contact database, you can add all of the personal information. Outside of that, we have access to a properties, listing, and transactions database. And in this database, this is going to be where we do some really cool stuff. So you can add all of your property information. And then once you have all of that, you can start a listing and you can have multiple listings under a single property, all of the different listing details. Once you move it into a transaction, you can add transactions and you can have multiple transactions on here. So there's a lot of really cool things that can be done. But what we are going to be doing real quick on this is we are actually going to be moving to this external documents. So if you remember back to this little spreadsheet that I had, we had an area where we needed to look at the HVAC filter for assumably each and every property. Well, I am hoping that as you build this post-sale world-class client experience, not only are you building a way to reach out to folks again and again and again, that is going to help keep you in their minds. It's going to help build a better relationship with you, but they're going to want to work with you again. So you are going to be able to have multiple listings under a specific property. And so instead of having to keep a spreadsheet of what specific air filter for each one of your properties, what we can do inside our properties is build out using this external documents. So imagine going here and building out a list of Amazon links, and then you go ahead and you have your Amazon air conditioning filter, and that is going to have a specific URL, right? And then once you do that, you now have all of this recorded under that specific property. And we are actually going to be able to reference all of this in a little bit. So now you don't have to think, oh gosh, was that a 16 by 19? Was that a 20 by 20? Was that, I don't know. It's all here. It's under the property and it is all listed. Now, this is all part of this Amazon links group because that's what we're going to be doing. And what I did beforehand, I went to this manage groups. I added a new group and I named that. And then I went ahead and I added a couple of the different types of these Amazon pieces. So once we have that, we can go ahead and do some really cool things. So Inside the calendar, you can see your daily calendar. We have an outbox to see messages that we have either sent, we're going to be sending, or we are going to send today. And then at the very top, if there are any messages that you should have sent and you just haven't got to yet, that's going to be at the very top because those are kind of your most important. Now, Sam can send messages on your behalf if they are built using templates. But if you use the AI to write those messages, it's going to ask that you at least do a little quick preview of them. So this is kind of your standard typical CRM. We have our databases, and then we have the calendar, the outbox. We have a call list as well as the templates. But this is going to be where we're able to do some really cool things. And this is the routines. So if you remember back, I was talking about we all have routines in our life. Routines is the name we chose in SAM because these are modern workflow automations. Now, the differentiation between this and a standard traditional workflow automation in lots of other systems that have workflow automations, you have to go into a specific contact and you have to click on it, and then you have to go into the specific area, and then you have to click start an automation, and then you have to start it. And that's how they get started. But we actually have what are called important dates. Now, these are all the dates that can trigger those routine automations to happen. So what we're going to be doing is I'm going to showcase to you guys, how you might do this traditionally based on this post-sale world-class client experience. So if you remember back to our list over here on this spreadsheet, they all have lots of different time frames for each of the different pieces. So in this routine, I built it the traditional way. I sat down and I clicked add new activity for each and every one of these. And then I went ahead and I said, okay, well, I know that I need to change an incandescent light bulb every 1,000 hours. So 1,000 hours after the purchase date, they are going to receive an email. And by they, I mean the buyer is going to receive an email, and it's going to have a message attached saying, hey, don't forget, you need to change your light bulb soon if they haven't already exploded. Oh, by the way, here's a link that you can use to purchase the exact light bulbs that you need. Now, this is that link that is associated with your Amazon affiliate account. So if they decided, oh man, thanks for reminding me, let me go ahead and click on this link. Let me just order them real quick. Boom. You just earned a commission. Now, is this the world's biggest commission? No, absolutely not. It's maybe $1 or $2, but still another $1 or $2. That's pretty great. And this is one of those efforts that is going to compound as we add more and more folks to it. Now, imagine each and every month, probably about every 1,000 hours, they need to get more light bulbs. And so we could have this message go out in continuum to them so that they have access to that link. They're going to order each and every time. So this isn't just a one and done kind of opportunity. They are now going to be ordering using that link because you've made it really easy and you're the one who is still continuing to help them. Now, a key here is oftentimes, if you've helped someone with one thing, they're more likely to help you with lots of things. So imagine if we think back to my friend Marcus. If we were on that walk and Marcus said, oh man, I absolutely love my house. I love the area of St. Louis I'm in. And oh my gosh, my real estate agent does the craziest things. He sends me a message each and every time I need to replace my light bulbs. And the link for the specific light bulbs is always there. So I just click it, I order it real quick. And then a couple days later, they show up. And then right around the time they show up, boom, my light bulb explodes. It's the wildest things. It's like he's magic. I don't know how he always knows to send it on time, but man, it's really cool. Or maybe it's not light bulbs. Maybe it's their water filters. I know I personally am really bad about replacing my Britta filters, but what if my real estate agent each and every 2 months, 3 months, when it was time to replace that filter, said, hey, Cody, here, coming up, you need to replace your Britta filters. Here's the link to order some new ones, just so you've got it handy. Hopefully everything's going well. That is a world-class client experience, and that's an organic opportunity for us to reach out. We're also delivering an additional service that is low barrier to entry after the sale. And so they're going to stay in mind. They give them little opportunities to brag about you to all of their friends, and we're able to do some really cool things because of that. So let's go ahead and hop back into Sam, because I think that you understand generally how we could build this workflow automation using just standard traditional workflow processes, but we can actually do it even better inside Sam. So I'm going to go ahead and click new routine, and this new routine is going to be our post-sale experience. Now, this specific one is going to be for our properties, because if you remember, we added all of those affiliate links to that specific property that we had. And then for the specific property, we probably need to scroll down to our purchase date. So what this means is when we fill out on a property the purchase date, boom, this routine is going to trigger, and the automations inside of it are going to kick off. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click this Let Sam Build It For Me. And then it's going to ask me, hey, what's the overall goal? What are you hoping to do? What is this automation going to accomplish inside your business? Now, a little bit of magic. I'm going to just paste this in, but let's look at exactly what I'm saying right here. So I said I'd like to build a post-sale series of emails I can send to a new owner of a property after they purchased, with helpful household reminders for all of the following. And then what I did was, in quotes, I just took this list and I copied the entire sheet, and then I pasted it in here. And then at the bottom, I closed the quote. I said, for each of these, I will attach a custom merge field that holds a URL to place the order for the specific item. So if you are following along and you had paused and you had gone ahead, you'd signed up for your Amazon affiliate account, which is free, by the way, and you had gathered all of these different links. Now you had them inside of Sam. That would be what is going to get pulled in. And then each message should go out to them in the cadence or its time frame based on when things are set. So I have the whole house system, 5 to 10 years. I'm explaining using this spreadsheet right here, the cadence, this little time frame, right? And then I'm just going to go ahead and hit generate. Now, here's the deal. I like to talk about this fact while it's working, because when we started using workflow automations, probably about 10, maybe 20 years ago, we would have to sit and we'd have to look for maybe about 2 weeks. We'd take a little time audit. And this is what Mark used to teach. Every 30 minutes, you set a timer and you jot down what you did for the last 30 minutes. And you do that for 2 whole weeks. Then you take that and you write down on a Post-it note every single thing you did, and you put it on a wall, and you start organizing each of those things into the groups of systems that they belong to. Now, once you do that, you go ahead and you take those systems and you apply them into your software, going one by one, each Post-it note for hundreds of Post-it notes sometimes, and you start building out these automations. Well, I just explained to Sam what I want to do. Sam is going to ask me, hey, here's what I'm thinking for this. Let's go ahead and make sure we're on the same track. If I missed anything, go ahead and add some steps. But once I've done that, or once I've gone in and I've reviewed each of these, I can approve it. And then Sam is going to get to work. So while you're still waiting for that next 30-minute timer to go off, and you've got another 2 weeks of this constant beep, 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 having to break your focus, having to sit there and jot your attention down, Sam is already building this out for you. And all we had to do is explain that we were building a post-sale experience for our client. We explained what it should include. And then we double-checked that what Sam is thinking we were able to do, we're able to do. Now, from here, Sam has already built out all of the different steps. And then right now, Sam is actually writing all of the messages that are going to go out for these specific steps. So Now, instead of having to sit there and build all of the steps, and then we have to go and we have to write all of the emails, and then we have to attach all the emails, Sam is already doing all of this for us. And Sam is going to get it done in literal minutes when it traditionally would have taken you weeks and weeks and weeks. So I want you to go ahead and think about how fast you're going to be able to build automations. A lot of folks who know they need to add automated systems into their business just simply do not, because they are too complex to build. We've completely removed that obstacle with Sam thanks to the help of AI. And that is one of the power pieces inside of Sam that I just absolutely know you're going to love. You're going to fall in love with this, and you're never going to want to use a workflow automation again when you have access to routines, because not only are these routines going to trigger automatically for you, but they're being built by the system, and the system has a understanding of my writing style, has an understanding of my business. That's all plugged into the profile during setup. And so all of these messages not only are being written for me, they're written to sound like me, and we're ready to go. So in my little ramble, in probably less than 2 to 3 minutes, we now have an automation built for us. Now, is this ready to start? No, this is not ready to start. This is where we need to apply a little bit of expert on our end to make sure it's ready to go. But what we can do is we can click into this. Let's go ahead and start with this HVAC filter. So Sam has identified that every 30 days after the purchase date, it needs to send a message for a reminder for these HVAC filters. So we click into this, and it's going to send a message. It could send a lot of things, but a message is correct for this specific one. And this is the HVAC template that it's pre-written for us. How cool is this? I hope this message finds you well as a part of our community, ensuring your home is comfortable and efficient. I want to remind you that it's time to check and replace your HVAC filters. It's super helpful. It knew exactly what we were trying to do. Regular maintenance is critical. Order it here. Now, here is the link for it. And if you notice right here, I'm going to go ahead and click edit so you can see this a little bit better. But we have a hyperlink that is a merge field. And this merge field is the exact URL that we plugged into that property _ Amazon AC filters. So we went and we added those custom Amazon affiliate links into that property. We listed that it was the AC filter, and Sam was able to go, oh, I know exactly where that is. That's what it is. Here's where it's going to go, and here's how we're going to use it. And now we have an inserted link right here. We didn't have to go. We didn't have to add it to each and every email. And the cool part about this is because it is a merge field, this is going to be adaptive, meaning it's not just going to be the 16 by 16 that gets sent out every single time because we accidentally added that specific link to this URL. But, oh, you know, James needs a 20 by 20. Sally needs an 8 by 8 by 8, whatever. It's going to be the exact one for their exact property, going to the specific owner of that property. How cool is that? That to me is crazy. So this now, you know, and you just spend a little bit of time editing. We can go ahead and save that. Let's take a look at another one of these. Let's go battery replacement notification 300 days after. Now, I don't know. Let's see how close it did. Smoke detector batteries, 10 to 12 months, so about 300 days out of 360. That's dead on. So Sam nailed the timeline for us, and here's the message for it. Safety reminder, time to check your details. Hi, homeowner. Now, this is a merge field, so that specific homeowner's name would fold into that. I hope this message finds you well and thriving. This is where maybe I wouldn't say finds you well and thriving. I would adjust that a little bit. But we're going to save so much time that even if we spend 15, 20 minutes editing, we're not even worried about it. And it's reminding us about our CO2 and smoke detector batteries. Now, this one just clumped them together. I'm not upset about that. And again, it's using these merge fields that we have set up specifically in that property, and it did it on the fly for us. This is This is crazy to me. And so this is how you would build out all of these different experiences inside of SAM. And this is how we build out that routine automation that's going to do it for us, that's going to allow us to show up for our people better. So here is the ultimate crux of it. Right now, you are probably letting your past clients slip through the cracks. And you're doing it because you're probably just too busy helping other people. But what if you had the ability to not only give them a world-class client experience, but you were able to do it without having to stress, without having to think about all of the different processes, without having to custom tailor each and every URL, and those efforts were automatically going out and also bringing you in additional commissions. How cool is that? That is the power of building a post-sale world-class client experience. So here is where my ultimate pitch comes. If you think that you could do something like this inside your business and be incredibly successful, I want to make sure you have access to SAM. So if you were to go to sam.workflowsecrets.info, sam.workflowsecrets.info, you're going to come to this screen. This is our login page, and you can click this sign up. When you click sign up, you fill in just a couple of details about yourself, or you can sign up using a Google, because we have a two-way Google sync. That's really neat. And you're going to get 14 days of free access. In the first day, you are going to be able to easily and effortlessly build out this specific routine. You could already start running it on all of your different contacts. Once you start running it on all of those contacts that are in the post-sale sphere of buying, I want you to spend the next 13 days watching to see what happens. Now, the caveat being, most of those emails probably aren't going to go out in 13 days, but maybe, just maybe, there's a couple of different efforts that could go out in that 13-day range. Now, if you decided, oh gosh, I absolutely love SAM, at the end of your 14 days, you can subscribe and you pay our monthly subscription fee, and you get access to SAM unfettered, and you can continue to use SAM to build your business. And as you build your business, you are going to join a community of real estate agents and teams who are already building their businesses off the backs of SAM, because they realize their current legacy CRM is not doing it for them. And they realize it's probably never going to be exactly what they need, because it wasn't designed to help them. It wasn't designed for them. And it was designed using technology that is 30 years old, built to mimic technology from the 1960s, which is, oh gosh, 60 years old, 60 plus years old. Whereas SAM is an AI-powered system built by lifelong real estate technologists who are deeply invested in helping you, the real estate agent, find success. Because at Workflow Secrets, our core mission is to help you free up time for the things that matter most. We like to say that's friends, family, hobbies, and growing your business. And this is one of the ways that you can do it. I hope you've really enjoyed this training. Hopefully you see a way that you can start to build something like this into your system, into your business, and you can start building something that is going to bring those past clients back into your business. You're going to be able to re-engage with them in a really meaningful way that builds that relationship. You can start moving away from that 80% of people would use their agent again, but only 20% of them do, because you're delivering such a great world-class client experience. They can't help but share about you. That kicks up your repeat referral pipeline. Now imagine as that pipeline gets built up and starts bringing in new leads who are probably ready to start working with you. You don't have to spend as much money on leads who are probably pretty cold. You're going to have to spend a lot of time educating and nurturing and waiting on them, because maybe they're 3, 6, 9 months away from even considering buying a house. That is a much better way of running your real estate business. hopefully you're able to do that using tools like SAM. If not, hopefully this has been really valuable to you in thinking about how we can build out these systems and how you can use AI in a really practical, tangible way to accomplish this. And hopefully you've had a little bit of fun doing so. That's what I've got for today, and I will see you very soon.